for Paul to relax, take it easy, because guys, he was mad. Pissed. They have a higher education. It doesn't mean someone has a higher education that they can run your life and tell you what you can and cannot do.
That doesn't mean automatically you have to listen to them. No, not at all.
So this fine morning, we're here at Paul's parents' house, taking their amazing, beautiful Mercedes. And right now, we are going to Longwood, which is a little ways away, to Paul's Infusion. We're getting that done. So let's go do this!
Hi, can I get a large fries?
Okay.
And then a medium frozen Coke?
Alright, anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
Alright, first one goes.
Thank you.
I have to eat before going into the infusion center. Come on, guys. So guys, look who's here. This is Paul's father. Hello. My father. So Paul is right now in his infusion. We were not allowed inside, which is perfectly fine because of COVID. So we're just here chilling in the car, waiting, taking it easy. You know, we don't know how Paul's gonna feel after this infusion, so we got a team here ready just in case to help him out through anything.
He's gonna feel good.
Oh yeah. After this infusion, he's gonna hopefully get back to 100%.
Yeah.
So guys, we'll update you right after this.
Bye-bye.
Calling in regards of my husband. Yes, now the problem is insurance will not cover it. So we need another option possibly to get this done for him. Now the issue is he just got it 7 months ago, and that's the reason why insurance does not want to cover it. And they're willing to administer the medication for free. So if we can try to find another option that's best suited for his health situation, that would be amazing. Okay, thank you so much, Mike. I truly appreciate it. Alright, bye. Paul's not a happy camper. We'll explain when we're back at home, guys. So guys, we are back home now. Of course, you guys cannot tell, but we did take a couple days for Paul to relax, take it easy, because guys, he was mad.
Pissed. I wasn't just pissed at like anybody in specifically, just at myself and at the situation that it just was not fun. It was not easy to deal with it after everything we have gone through, that I could not get my infusion. Everything that this physician assistant tried doing failed. It wasn't her fault. So let me explain what happened.
What had happened was...
What happened is when we arrived, it's a home infusion center, that's what it says, and they specialize in infusions as well as home health. So home health nurses, exactly what we had before coming to our house to do my Remicade infusions as well as Janice's port care. So that is what these nurses and everything did. And as soon as we arrived, I checked in. It's not a medical facility. It's like an office. So that was the first thing that kind of sent up red flags, and I was just like, not a medical facility, it's like an office kind of, and there's no one in there, and I was like, all right, let's see.
I was happy that no one was in there because, you know,
COVID, yeah, I was like, that's fine.
It was empty, guys, like literally, it was pretty empty.
I was like, that's fine, let's see. And Janice and my dad were there, and I was expecting at least one person to be able to be with me, not two, but I was like, well, let's just go in and see what happens. Maybe there's no one there and there's enough space. And they're like, oh, sorry, no one can be with him because there's already 2 people back there. And I was just like, odd, but okay.
I was fine with it.
I was like, fine, whatever, not a big deal. Like, as long as I get my infusion, I'm happy. And I go back in there, it's literally like a workspace the size of this living room back here, with 3 chairs and a curtain separating the 3 chairs, and there's 2 people, and I was in the center chair. And there's 2 people getting other infusions done. 1 nurse was there taking care of all 3. It's not a legit infusion center. So again, this is not a medical facility with all the medical stuff. It's literally an office that they have the little portable blood pressure cuff that looks like you can go buy one at like a Walgreens or a CVS pharmacy. This nurse, you know, bless her heart, she was super nice, a little bit on the slower side, and that's fine. Again, no judgment. I sit down, I'm like, I just want my infusion. I just want my infusion. I'm just here. And I look and I'm like, there's no pumps, so it's all gravity drips. This is not an infusion center. This is a place where they help certain people to get infusions done. I was like, fine, I'm just here for my medication. I don't care. And this is a one-time deal. Perfect. She hands me some paperwork to sign. Fair enough. A name, information, date of birth, all the standard procedure things. And then there's another paper that says first dose waiver.
Guys, always read what you're signing.
Yes.
I get a lot of comments when people are just like, just sign it. They're the medical professionals. They have the higher education. They know what they're doing and they know what you're signing, and it's all for your safety. No!
It's not for your safety, it's for their legality. They don't want to get sued.
Like, please guys, don't, like, I see a lot of comments like that saying, they have a higher education. It doesn't mean someone has a higher education that they can run your life and tell you what you can and cannot do.
That doesn't mean automatically you have to listen to them. No, not at all. First dose waiver, and I'm like, what do you mean? And it just says, you need to acknowledge the risks of a first dose of medication. There can be risks of reactions and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine. And I told her, I was like, hey, this isn't my first dose of this medication. I've had a couple of doses in the past. And she's just like, okay, I'll clarify with the manager if you need to sign on that says first dose or something else. I was like, okay, no problem. And then I keep going down and it says their procedures. And they're like, in the event of a reaction, we do not give medication. We only call 911. And I looked at that and I looked at her and I was like, wait. So if I start going into anaphylactic shock, you don't have emergency medication here to administer to me? No, we cannot administer any emergency medication. The most that I can give you is oxygen while I call the ambulance. And I'm like, the most basic of medication. That's fine if you don't want to give epinephrine because they're like your blood pressure, your heart rate, everything goes different. Benadryl. I already have an IV in. Can you give me IV Benadryl? No, we can't give any of that. And if you don't know, when you go into anaphylactic shock, Benadryl, Solumedrol, Pepsid, epinephrine. That's the anaphylactic kit that is in case of emergencies like that. That's what they need to give you. If none of that works, then you need to get intubated so that your airway doesn't completely close up. That tube is breathing for you and you survive until you go to a hospital.
Guys, Paul has had in the past, you know, reactions, anaphylaxis, so
not fun at all. Where they had to use every single one of those rescue medications that I just told you. They've had to use it on me on 2 separate infusions that I have done. That is not fun. I do not want to go that. I was this close to being intubated one time because they gave me everything and I still wasn't breathing. My oxygen started to keep going down, 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 down. Out of nowhere, I'm surrounded by like 6 nurses with all the stuff, and then out of nowhere, my oxygen started going back up and I started to breathe again, and they're like,
yeah.
Tube.
And then after that, they requested for Paul to not come back.
Yeah,
like as if it was his fault.
Yeah, the infusion center, it was like the physician assistant who ran the infusion center was like, we don't want you back here again. She didn't say it like that, but she's like, it's too big of a risk for you to do this medication here if these are the reactions that you're getting. Yeah. So again, I went through that twice where I had to get rescue medication. Another time I did go through it, which it was a lot lighter. I just needed Benadryl and the feeling went away. But like I said, the last 2 times, emergency meds, that's not fun. And I wanted to avoid that.
Now you guys may be wondering, then why did your doctors bring you back to an infusion center? Once again, insurance does not want to pay. So we got to take what we can get. But at the same time, we need to feel comfortable while getting the treatment too.
Yes. So I was unable to do my infusion. But that is perfectly okay, because as you saw, Janice was on the phone and we called my doctor's office. The physician assistant actually called me back.
Yeah.
And she was just like, hey, what happened?
Yeah, like,
and I explained the situation to her, and she goes, there is an anaphylactic kit that is sent with the orders of the medication and everything. And I was like, that nurse told me she cannot do any of that. And then my physician assistant, literally, I could hear the frustration over.
Yeah.
She was like, that's not true. They're supposed to give emergency medication in an emergency situation like that. And I was like, well, I'll tell you this right here, right now. That nurse flat out refused. She's like, I can't give you anything. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable. And my physician assistant, she was like, honestly, I don't blame you.
So pretty much the nurse also said that was like somewhat against protocol to not give him the medication. And it was totally understandable that he did not get the infusion.
Yes. So she's like, here, give me a little bit. I'll call you back with the solution. I was like, all right, cool. She calls me back 30 minutes later and she goes, would you feel comfortable doing it in our doctor's office? And I was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine, because their doctor's office, they also do surgeries there. So imagine, they have all the equipment and needs and medication and specialty stuff if something goes wrong during a surgery. For a simple infusion, they should be able to handle it no problem at all. They had a special infusion nurse come to the doctor's office just for me.
So we're excited to have this resolution, thankfully, because we were having a heart attack when we were leaving. I don't know if you guys could see it in my face. I was like, I don't know what to do.
I was so pissed, because I was pissed at just not at any one person in particular, just the situation.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was not fun having to now push it back a few more days, even more. But thankfully, the physician assistant got it rescheduled. So I'm very excited to go get my infusion, get that done out of the way. And yeah, so hopefully everything goes well. We'll be vlogging that wonderful event as well.
Alrighty guys, so it has been a very emotional week for us, trying to get Paul's treatment figured out, you know, making everybody feel comfortable, because honestly guys, if you do not feel comfortable in a medical situation that you are in, it is okay to walk out. It is okay to say, I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable, we're gonna figure out another solution, but you are great at what you do, just not for this moment right now. It's a little terrifying, and there's nothing wrong with that. You got to put your health into your own hands, and sometimes in the medical world I can feel pressured into doing stuff, but it is okay to say, I'm going to hold off. You know what, I'm going to get a second opinion. I'm going to look for another resolution. And that was me with the feeding tube. I'm still always trying to hold off and find other options if possible, other medications, other treatments. And that's what we did for Paul.
Hey guys, that's going to be the end of today's vlog, my failed infusion attempt number 1.
Hey, things happen and it's perfectly fine. It is life. So guys, this is where we end it. Take it easy, relax, and enjoy life. It may hit you in the face, beat you up sometimes, but as long as you take it easy and don't let the stress get to you, that's all that matters. So, for now, adieu and good night!